Today I have a deck profile for the new Set 7 Gohan deck, and it's a red-green deck. For those of you who don't know, the leader once per turn for an activate main, you can burst 2 and then choose 1 card from your life and add it to your hand. And then if your opponent has 5 or more life, you can deal the damage to them, which the effect is good because even if your opponent has 4 life and you still need to awaken, you can use your effect still and take a life. Because I don't run really any self-awakening just because the leader is so good at self-awakening. And then 4 less life, draw 2, flip them over. And it becomes Sun Gohan and Sun Goten. And then for sparking 5, when you attack, draw 1. And then auto once per turn, when one of your battle cards activates Alliance, you can choose an opponent battle card with 30k power or less and KO it. So really good removal. I do run a few Alliance cards, not many because this doesn't come up that often, and I have other ways to KO stuff in the deck. And then activate main once per turn, sparking 5. Choose 3 cards in your hand, place them in the drop, and then choose all red or green battle cards and the leader card, and they get 10k power for duration of the turn. So really good, just going all out for game with all your battle cards. Going into the extra cards first, I run 1 Strats of Uni 7. Just had an extra slot. You can add whatever you'd like, but I really like it to keep all my multicolor cards alive. Choose all red Saiyans. They gain barrier, so it counts for your multicolor cards and all your normal red Saiyan battle cards. 2 Final Guardian to counter. Leader's red, negate the attack, and then give a battle card 5k. And then it's permanent. If this card's in your drop, you can activate it by paying an energy and then removing 1 red and this card from the game. So really good if you can't find your negates and you mill it off. Helps you surprise your opponent if they don't remember that you have this in your drop. And then you can't activate it for the duration of the turn. And then for the rest of the negates, extra cards, I run 4 After Image. One of the best red negates. Counterattack, good against Height of Mastery and other stuff like that. Super combos, run 4 the Goten. Doesn't really matter which red one you run. 4 less life, draw 1. And then moving on to the 1 drops, I run 3 Bridge of the Future. Helps with the balance between red and green. And then also, I have so many Saiyans in the deck, helps you search for your super combos or your Gohan, Goten, and Trunks pieces. And also helps you mill into your dropping in case you need to activate your sparking 5 earlier. Then moving on to the main part of the deck, I run 4 Exalted Trio Videl. When you play her, you look at top 3, choose a red or green Sun Goten, Sun Gohan, Adolescence, or Trunks Youth. Add it to your hand and then place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. It kind of sucks because sometimes you'll throw your big threats that you need later game to the bottom of the deck, but also helps thinning it out, and a big chunk of the deck is the Goten, Trunks, and Gohan, so you'll be able to mostly hit off it. And then I run 2 just blockers because a lot of attacks coming in, like with Kid Coup, so being able to have a free blocker on the field really helps since your Gohan leader is Adolescence. And then the package for the Goten, I run 4 and 4 of the red and his evolution, not evolution, but his evolve. If a Videl's in field, his permanent makes him only a 1 cost, but you can only 1 can be played on your battle area. And then when he attacks, if you have a Trunks on field, he gets 5k double strike, which if you have multiple Trunkses on field, he can just keep getting boosted up, and then you can evolve for free. And then he untaps himself, switches to active mode. You draw 1, and then you pop a 4 or less. So really good for a free evolve, and for drawing an extra card. And then obviously to go with him, we got both of the red and green Trunks. Same permanent, but this time if there's a Sun Goten on the field, you get critical in 5k. So these are your main early game attackers. If you can go first and hit the Videl, and then turn 2 hit a Trunks and Goten, you can really do some serious damage. Drop him pretty low early on. And then for him, also a free evolve. block a revenge, and then if your leader Son Gohan, draw 1 and switch him to active mode, which is really good because it lets you swing and then play this blocker down and then be safe for your opponent's next turn. And then for the Gohans, I run 2 and 3 of the new ones, of the red and green. The red one, if you don't know, if you have a Goten and Trunks youth and play in your battle area, reduce him by 2, and he's a counterattack. But mostly most of the time you play out the 3-drop green one because his permanent is, if you have a Trunks, Goten, and Videl in the drop area, you can reduce his cost by 2. So this one is mostly because it's kind of hard having both of the Goten and Trunks out on your field at the same time with the helping hand, because usually you'll swing with both of them, and then people are going to attack into them or pop them or remove them from your field because they're really good at doing what they do, is this early game pressure. So most of the time he won't come to use. And then for their evolution, I run 3 of the big Gohan, evolve for 2 over a 3-drop, double strike, 20k. When you evolve, draw 2, and then if he's the only card on your field, you get to play the Goten and Trunks 4-drops, which is really good because usually they're going to clear your field of all of them. So being able to play him out for basically 3 energy, you play him out for 1, and then evolve for 2. You draw 2 cards, and then you get 2 extra bodies from your graveyard onto the field, so you don't even have to thin your deck out or drop cards from your hand, which is also really good. And he's later game pressure. And then finally, moving on to the couple multicolor cards I have in the deck, I run 2 Faded Kaioken Son Goku, Arrival red-green, energy. He has energy exhaust like all the other multicolor cards. Only 1 can be played on your field. And then his activate main, once per turn, you take a life, and then if you're at 3 or less and your leader card's a Saiyan, he gains double strike and dual attack. So really good late game pressure. For only 2 energy, you get a 20k dual attack double strike, not counting if you activate your leader's effect to drop 3 and then boost him up by 10k. Now he's a 30k going for game. And then you got 2 of the family Kamehameha. He has Alliance for triple strike, and then his auto, when you play him, activate this skill for the duration of the turn. When your opponent uses a skill to play a battle card, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and places them in the drop. So this helps really good with things like the counterplay Mach Speed or the Vegeta the Cruel, because they're playing them with the counterplay skill, so technically they still have to drop 2, and triple strike for the Alliance. So play out the Videl, and you can have a Goten or Trunks out for 1 energy, play him out, and then tap them, and then boost him up like crazy. And then finally, the last 2, I run the 2 Gogetas, Arrival, red-green for 1. I mean, he's just really good for this deck because you just play him for 1. You don't have a lot of energy in this deck usually, or a lot of energy to play with anyways. So having a double strike 20k that pops a 4 or less for only 1 energy is really good. Even though you do have to combo 2 cards off, it also goes with the green Gohan because you're able to combo off your Goten and Trunks and Videls that are red and green off the field, get them in the drop to activate the green Gohan skill to make him a 1-drop, and then play him out and play out all the other guys. So really good deck. Not really much of a side deck I have. I mean, really just obvious like Haru. This deck struggles pretty heavy against hand destruction, so I would run obviously the Harus and the Mercenary Towels. But yeah, that's about it. That's the deck. Thanks for watching.